is, right? Like, if you're OpTic, you're just trying to beat the heck out of them.
I'm sure.
Here we go.
I'm sure. All right, let's get right into it. Kicking it off on St. Marie. Both these teams undefeated on this particular map and mode. Looney trying to come in with that quick flank, but he will be sniffed out. It's still going to be Octane in the hard point, trying to soak up some time, but the rest of his teammates coming off spawn, trying to get there to help.
Yeah, Methods is in a really good position right now. Goes all the way around, tries to flip the spawns, not able to do so. Gunless and Looney, they find a couple of kills. Can we go over to Crim6 really quick if possible? Never mind, he just went down. But Octane, he's able to find one. Okay, so I was a bit confused off the start. I saw Methods with that PPSH. I'm not sure if there was a role change there. But I imagine you'll have that 2-bar setup from OpTic Gaming. A great start here from Rise Nation. You can see Looney, he's going all the way around. He's trying to control these spawns. We've seen him in this position time and time again. But Rise, already going to be at 30+ points. It's now a fight for that Winery Hill.
The big thing, Gunless. The glide bomb to work with as well. A 5-2 start for him. They're going to be in the next hard point. They're able to pick up Scump, and now everybody coming off spawn. Really, the only player here is going to be Crim6. He's waiting on the troops to come in for reinforcements. But you see TJ tucked away in the corner. He's got Crim6 inside of white, just dancing with each other. Crim6 able to take it. Is that the opening they need? Trying to get into contest. There you see the kill feed all green. Rise still spawning ammo, so they'll be able to get back in the action quickly here.
Yeah, nice couple of 1v1s by Crim and Scump. Gets him on the hill, but there's TJ. Comes right off spawn. You have Gunless. He's going to find that. Hello. There we go. He's able to find that one on Octane, but pretty solid job, I think, from OpTic to at least disrupt this sort of setup. But these last 20 seconds or so, going to go the way of Rise Nation. You do have that glide bomb to work with, I imagine. Rise is going to use that to try to break this parking lot setup, but you can see that green wall that's sort of created between those arrows, and they're going to call it on early. They want to break these spawns. They want to try and spawn Methods out. Methods, he's going to watch that kill cam. You can see he's not spawned in yet. As soon as that pops in, there goes number 2. That's Methods. Great discipline right there.
Yeah, I mean, our last series, you and I casted, we saw somebody make that mistake. It ended up costing him a little bit on a hard point, I think, on Gibraltar. So nice patience there, good heads-up play, and now they're right back in the swing of things. OpTic set up in the hard point. They're dealing with the flood coming in from tower side of the map. They found a couple of kills. It's really just going to fall to Crim6 here to try and make a play as 2 players are hitting the front, but the nades from his teammates off spawn give him a little bit of help.
Yeah, Gunless, though, he's in the cell. That nade helps him out. Gunless already at 12-4. Make it 13. Okay. This is why we consider this guy the best player in the world right now. Him and Slasher, a combined 22-8 off the start. This AR duo, so dangerous. How will Methods and Octane bounce back? You can obviously see Methods having a very slow start. Rise, they break on in, already about to surpass that 100-point mark as we head on out towards that lookout post.
Well, we'll get back to Gunless once he comes out of rotation because he is working towards streak. Man. Slasher maybe doing a little bit of that as well. 3 in a row. OpTic getting slashed and Slasher making the plays. That's 5 in a row for him. And remember, Gunless, close to streaks as well. Not going to win that gunfight. So now it'll be Slasher next up for streaks. Okay, so a couple of nice kills from him coming from OpTic. Make sure they can't chain those kills together and find any streaks, but still a nice little run there from Rise Nation. But OpTic trying to get a good hold here at lookout post to get right back in it.
And once again, though, Gunless finds 3 kills in a row for him. He breaks on in. He allows Rise to push in. Slasher cleans it up. There's a break here at lookout. And, well, Slasher put some nice shots in. These last 20 seconds or so, going to the other way of Rise Nation. And I'm going to be honest, Clint, you know, some of the OpTic games that we've casted, their first sort of half of Hardpoint in that first game, pretty bad. I mean, just in general, they have slow starts. Obviously, you could go back and look at that LG OpTic match. I think that was the one outlier where they had a great start. Now, the thing that we saw yesterday with E United is they got streaks off the bat that allowed them to sort of solidify that game, put it away. Right now, Rise, they don't have any streaks, but you have Gunless working on some 5 in a row. 8, 19, and 5. He's got streaks. This is a ridiculous showing from him.
Gunless obliterating OpTic right now and trying to pick up more streaks here. Gunless and Slasher, you mentioned the stat column earlier. They just continue to go off. They have not slowed down at all. Can Gunless get the artillery and the fighter pilot here is the big thing. Hasn't been able to get vision on anybody. Look at it. If it's not Gunless picking up kills, it's Slasher finding them 2 at a time, just coming in flurries. Now he's going to be able to take it. It's Octane that's going to get wall banged, and there's all the streaks. This reminds you of, I mean, it's not as drastic, but that Forest game versus United where OpTic was just getting blown out badly in the opening minutes.
It was Arcedy's, right? It was another AR player. Really, Arcedy's and Clay had such a good series last night against OpTic, and Gunless and Slasher doing it here now. I mean, these guys right now, 39 and 16 together, having such a great game one. As you said, you have those full streaks now. Slasher, he finds 2. He's on 3 in a row. These guys just slaying so well. You imagine now they're going to use a streak. There's a glide bomb to try and break this hill.
And a question that you asked yesterday when OpTic Gaming had that loss was, how are they going to rebound from that first loss? You would have liked this map one to start out a little bit better.
Yeah, no, you definitely would have. Obviously, though, still some time left. Nice kills from them. There we go. 3 go down. Slasher, though, here. He's in a good position. Can't find the last one. Scump heating up a little bit. Let's see if they can sort of hold off this push. As Scump, he's starting to get pushed out. That's exactly where you want him. But here's TJ. There's Gunless. There's Slasher. This is what's so difficult about this Rise Nation roster. And, I mean, Looney's not even having that great of a game, and we've seen what he's been able to do at times. Right now, Rise is playing at such a high level. When are OpTic going to try and bounce back?
They're getting the scrap time.
Yeah.
They've got the rotation to next. You can't let this happen. And, you know, this is a map where we were a little bit critical of OpTic Gaming.
Goodness.
Remember that time they were playing, what was it, Tainted Minds that they were matching up against? That it was like a 250, 220 game. They were losing rotation battles. They were fighting off the back foot the entire time. They were having to win these openings. But Rise Nation isn't Tainted Minds. If they get theoretically set up, you're not just going to walk through them.
No, that's exactly it. Artillery strike going down at the front of the hill. You can see those arrows. They have to go around now. Octane does get through. Is he going to be able to find one? But Slasher cleans that up. Looney finds a kill. It's just the slaying power right now. I mean, OpTic just has no chance. They're not playing. They're not killing. You have Methods, -10. You know, Scump, -3. Octane, -5. Krim is 20 and 20. Really the best showing. But this is why, my goodness, TJ, he finds 3. These guys are just taking turns right now. Like, you know what's crazy is this is the way we used to talk about the old OpTic rosters. This is sort of what they used to show at times. Like, all of these guys would just take turns, and this is a ridiculous game one. Now, it is just game one.
It is just game one, but Rise Nation coming out with a fire in this one. Just over 20 points needed to close it out. OpTic, good luck getting set up here at Lookout Post because you have the streaks available on the side of Rise Nation to get the clear. They might not even need them. The gunfight goes to Looney. Gunless now getting set up with the bar. Scump's on respawn. Krim's trying to make a play around the back. Yep, I've got a bar too.
They're not winning gunfights.
There's not an opening anywhere. The bars on Rise Nation shredding OpTic. 10 more points needed. This has been a slaughter. The streaks now coming in. The final ticks coming in. OpTic Gaming, welcome to the 100-point club. You just got smoked.
They sure did. And look at that. Cool, calm, and collected for Rise. Obviously, they know just game one.
Think of OpTic's last 2 hardpoints. What's crazy is, like, they haven't, it's not like they've been bad in hardpoint. They're coming into this 7-2. Now 7-3, but their last 2 losses, they don't look like an OpTic Gaming team.
No, and you can see some discussions, but that is, it comes like, well, what the hell happened? I mean, yeah, there's the smiles of Rise. A great first map for them. Obviously, Slasher and Gunless were kind of the 2 focal points, but TJ stepped it up, and this is what's so dangerous about this team. I mean, they just have all the pieces to the puzzle right now.
Wow, that's not what I expected. You know, we joked a little bit, like, you know, we were really excited for the OpTic LG series. Ends up being a 3-0. This series, you think it won't be a 3-0.
No.
I know it's one map. I know it's one map, but we've got 3 3-0s in a row today, Joe. There's
We're going to a game 5.
Something in the water here in Colombo.
We need it, right? Like, it has to happen. Like, no, you can't bring that up. No.
This is a big one, but again, it's for first place in division. It's a bit for bragging rights. You know, you think if you're Rise Nation, you're probably sick of hearing from the OpTic Gaming fans like, oh, this new all-star team, you guys are in trouble. You're not the best team, blah blah blah. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're sitting on their
Take a look at map 1. They are. And OpTic on the other side trying to retake that throne. But we did have a chance. Jess actually talked to Slasher, who just went off in map 1. Curious to hear his thoughts before this match.
Thanks, Maven. Yeah, so I spoke to Slasher, and he is filled with confidence. In fact, his exact words were, we are the best team in the world, so they had nothing to worry about. They're kind of showing some of that, I think, so far in this series. He did go on to clarify and say, well, we just have really good teamwork and a really good understanding of the game. Now, in fact, I actually did speak to Methods as well about, you know, what he thought playing against his old teammates, and he said, well, Rise are a really good team, and they have better chemistry than we do. So that's a really interesting thing to hear from a former Rise teammate. But so far, this has been a really interesting matchup, rather. So, Maven, back over to you.
It's very true. You know, you talk about it's stacked with 8 incredibly talented players, but Methods mentioned maybe a little bit more chemistry on the other side, because if you're Rise, you know, you had the Seattle run, right? You had some time to figure things out. You went through a little bit of a bump maybe on Friday and Saturday, and then you found your rhythm. OpTic have only been tested really once, which we saw yesterday. And, you know, honestly, they've been in kind of cruise control in some of these series where they're blowing teams out. They still have, obviously, a lot to work on. It's a newly formed team. You have much more of a change with a 2-player swap versus maybe a 1-player swap in the AR role like Rise had. But, yeah, still, the scoreline, a bit wild in that map 1. And that's going to be something that OpTic's going to have to work on, you know, getting on the same page, and it takes time.
Well, and who's going to be the guy, right? Like, who is going to be the communicator, that vocal leader to get them back into the game? Like, someone has to be there. We saw it happen with the United. You know, someone's got to bring them back up.
All I can picture is Pac-Man's face right now. You know, he is the manager, right, of this Rise Nation team, and I just picture him sitting in flip-flops.
Absolutely.
Just giggling to himself after that map 1. So where are we going? It's Force then, right?
Yeah, so Force, Search, and Destroy. You haven't seen it yet from OpTic. 1-0 from Rise Nation. OpTic, though, they've played Docs a couple of times, St. Marie, Valk once. So if we do go to a Game 5, OpTic is 1-0. But Rise Nation, they're 1-0 on Force. OpTic, we have yet to see them play this Search and Destroy map. Well, which I mean, that's a little bit scary.
And again, second week of the division, so, you know, there's not a ton of games played. But yes, I think it does speak to the fact that maybe a little bit more fear here for OpTic Gaming fans, but they are going to start things off on defense after getting blown out on map 1. You got to shake it off. Hope to come into a nice round here, but it looks like it is going to be a very aggressive, straight up B hit through Bell. They're going to come flying in. What can Methods and Scump do to deal with this? There is a team kill that comes in, so you only get one that's going to drop. You now have 2 players in Slasher and Gunless that have to try and clutch up in a 2v3. So far, so good for OpTic. But just like that, Scump tries to get to a power position up top. Gunless gets the kill, and this is shifted big time as Gunless wins another 1-on-1. Octane now has to make the play. Some shaky shots there as he's not able to finish the first kill.
Yeah, I mean, you had the fast rotation from OpTic Gaming. Octane and Crim rotated. They were on their way to help Scump. And, well, Scump got picked off. Gunless, he's 2-0. Make it 3-0. Gunless is not missing right now.
There have been multiple series over the course of this title and last title where when he is in a zone, it does not matter who is sitting on the opposite side of the stage. It does not matter. When he's feeling it, you're going to get ripped. And what I'm worried about right now is, like, I think he may be in that zone. Like, some of the plays we saw in the map 1 and now just the kickoff to Search and Destroy, it's just Gunless goes beast mode, man.
Yeah, and
this is blonde-haired beast mode. Gunless.
He's evolved.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. No, I think he is too.
Super Saiyan Gunless. Yeah. Oh, he absolutely is.
Yeah, absolutely.
He falls asleep to anime every night.
Probably does.
Well, nice start from Gunless, but let's get into round 2. Looney gonna drop. Is Scump able to find the kill, but TJ there for the trade. The trades go back and forth. Advantage to OpTic Gaming. Now Gunless. This might be a test to see what kind of form he's in, because this is a 1v3. He wins this. Good luck, OpTic, in this series.
Yep, so he's going to try and nade that guy off beat Method, so he's going to peek. Now it's going to be a double peek from OpTic. Yeah, I like that play. Nice bait and switch right there. And once again, the opening rounds for OpTic have been good. They've been very good. They've had man advantages. It's just been sort of the individual plays in these first couple of rounds, but they're able to tie that up with a nice offensive win. We'll see if they can bounce back on D. But, yeah, you can see how crisp Gunless's shot is right there as he finds Octane. And I think for OpTic, you just have to look at sort of the ARs to just shut him down. Don't allow him to get heated. You know, he's going to have good games against you, but don't allow him to have a ridiculous game against you.
One of those S&Ds where he drops 18. Yep. That's what we got to avoid. All right, tied up at 1-1. Looking at Crim's POV here on defense. He's got an angle on Looney. Holds it close. The smoke is from front wood, so he's able to get the angle. 2v2, though. They need to get bomb. It's still down. TJ wins a big 1-on-1. Methods out of the round. Now all on Scump. TJ goes big there. Finds both kills in Cabin Alley. And that, you know, after Crim gets that first pick, you're feeling pretty good. There's the first blood. It's a poor smoke maybe coming in for Rise. TJ makes the play here in the 2v2.
Right, I mean, and that's it. That's what we've seen at sort of the open events, right? Obviously, TJ's kind of been, I would say in Respawn, still not the most consistent submachine gun player at times. But when it comes to Search and Destroy, when they win titles, like, he is going absolutely off.
Well, yeah, I know. For what? Search right now, Just taking a look at TJ, he's got a 1.61.
What's his hard point?
Hardpoint?
Yeah.
Right now he is at a 0.99.
Right. So,
I mean, his search is definitely in his best mode.
All right. Well, just like that, 3 go down. Double nade in from Gunless. Slasher finally gets on the board. It's really just been Gunless and TJ shutting this down. Octane now left in a 1 versus 4. Does have a minute and 10 to work with, but you're not going to get a lot of mistakes out of this Rise Nation team. There's a double peek coming in from Slasher and Looney. Good job from them.
That fell apart very early. You said that double kill grenade. Slasher, even after a round victory, looks like he's heated with the squad, just maybe talking things through.
Yeah, I think if you're OpTic, you got to slow this game down. I think.
Well, how do you do it then?
I think on offense, obviously, it's a little bit different on defense to obviously just give up the map control, but offense you can, and you know where those players are going to go, but I think just slow it down. I mean, that was a 20-second round. It's already, this has been about a 4-minute game, and it's 3-1 Rise. Like, this has been fast. I think on the next offense, you have like a bunker bell setup. You don't move.
The hardpoint wasn't a whole lot longer.
That's what I'm saying. You have to slow this down.
Last time they tried this smoke, remember, Krim was able to get the pick through the door, so they did try to throw it to wood wall, so that was just a good angle that Krim was able to get in the previous round.
Well, I think that was supposed to be an alley. Not the previous round from Rise.
Oh, okay.
Supposed to be like a cabin alley smoke. But there we go. So bomb being planted. OpTic, they're going to play the 4 versus 4 retake. You have Octane in the back, not able to find that last kill, or that first kill. Does spot Looney, though. But where is that first player going to kill? When is OpTic going to try and retake this?
Well, you do have a bit of an advantage here with one player focused on the flank and Gunless. Can you overwhelm them inside a cabin? But Slasher, first kill from Cave, tries to line up the second, but he is going to fall. Methods with 2 big ones. 2 versus 2 now. Last time in this situation was Rise that was able to clutch. Looks like they can do it again, but down to a 1v1. Looney on the one side, Octane on the other. Just over 10 seconds on the clock. Octane knows he's got to push. He's got to push. There's not enough time to work with. Looney just toys with him at the back rock, and that's another round to Rise.
Another just disciplined round from Looney. He knows with about 11 seconds left, Octane has to push him. And he just messes with him. Octane has to rush him. Great round winning. I mean, it was a 4v4 retake. I think Method's picking up too. You made it a 1 versus 1. That's what you want. You know, in those retake situations, it comes down to those clutch plays.
Yeah, Method's gave a chance.
It was really just the time that really messed with OpTic there.
Just an easy plant.
Yep.
4-1 Rise. OpTic back to offense. Looney, after starting out 0-2, has now got 3 kills in a row, and 1v1 clutch to go with that. They're going to try their A-hit. Looney getting aggressive, just peeking out that wood wall and getting scuffed before he can get back to Fire Alley. Gunless got this lined up. Methods is toast. 4-on-2. Wow. Some of these rounds have just been, I mean, it's so lopsided early.
Very good reads from Rise, because obviously the last defensive round they pushed very aggressively middle. So right there they had nobody middle. They had a 2-2 split. Looney just peeks out. He was protected, you know, there was no stuns or nades that weakened him. He just basically knew, I'm going to find a good timing here. Their stuns and nades hit. So now it's a 4 versus 2, make that a 1 versus 4. Gunless 9-3, TJ 6-3. And there we go. Was it 5-1 now?
Yeah. I just can't get over the fact that we're going to be through a hardpoint and a search and destroy in what feels like 10 minutes.
I think we are.
Wow.
It's just the reads, really, from Rise. They're making the correct calls. If OpTic 2 rounds in a row, they had a middle strat. If they call it that round, which obviously they aren't because they just got hard countered, right? So Rise are just reading that. Hey, they just did their middle strat. They're going to switch it up. They're going to either go A or B. They call the A play, and they're able to counter it right there. So Rise, you're going back to that defensive, or that B setup. First blood, 2 kills for Gunless. He's got 5 in a row. Octane is able to bring it back 1, but there's a trade from TJ.
All the hopes of OpTic Gaming and Map 2 fall onto the shoulders of Crim6. He's 1-6 right now. Nice shots there, though, onto the face of Slasher. He turns it into a 1v2. Bomb has been picked up, and they're moving it towards B. Can Crim6 get a good timing? Gunless has been able to get to top mid. You'll need some insane shots here from Krim. Close, but no cigar. 2-0 edge from Rise. OpTic just get beat up in this series.
That was a 13-3 performance from Gunless.
He's having a pretty good series this far.
I would say so. And just very quickly, that was so fast, a very quick 2-0. You know, you're happy that there's this break if you're OpTic.
So the one good thing for OpTic right now, you're 5-1 in CTF. You've been solid in that mode. We've talked about Rise's struggles. They're 2-4. That's where they found most of their losses. They've only lost 1 Hardpoint. They've lost 1 Search and Destroy. They've lost 4 CTF. So if this is where you're going to bring it back, it's on this next map.
Yeah, and we know what that can happen, right? As soon as that happens, you get to a hard point and some of these guys wake up, you get a great performance out of Octane or Scump, whatever it is. Just get to that next map. We'll see what can happen, but so far, Rise Nation have handled business very well.
That's a polite way to put it. This has not been close, but the series might be far from over. If OpTic can bring it back on Arden Forest CTF, tweet the stream. Thank you for watching. We'll be back after this quick break.
gentlemen, welcome to the CWL Pro League presented by the PlayStation 4.
Black goes down, folks, with the comeback complexity.
The 16 best teams in the world are here to compete.
Now Pristini finds the double, pushing it in one more and place is roaring.
First shot goes down, Slasher wins the 1 versus 1.
We got a series on our hands.
Well, if you went to make a snack or maybe a restroom break, you might have missed the first 2 maps. They went that quickly.
I was literally going to say, people like 15 minutes ago were like, oh, OpTic versus Rise, get in here.
Wow. Rise has been phenomenal. OpTic, though, looking to rebound here in CTF. Again, the weakest mode that we've seen from Rise Nation thus far, 2 and 4 there. I believe we're on Forest, and I think they're 2 and 2. Well, their 2 wins are on Ardent Forest for Rise Nation, so that might bode well for them at least, but they haven't been great in the mode. For OpTic, you just need to come to life. Like we've seen this OpTic gaming team at times usually, start slow in a game and then pick it up. Not really in the series, but in this series they've started very slow. But you think if suddenly they start shooting a little bit straighter, winning some of these gunfights against the likes of Gunless and Slasher, you feel good about it, but you can't have a map 2 where Gunless has more kills than your entire team.
Yeah, that's what we just found out as well, that Gunless had more kills than the entire team. But I think that's my biggest critique so far for OpTic is they just start off way too slow. And teams like Rise will jump on you for it, so you can't allow that to happen. But we'll see if they can bring it back here in Game 3. Crim, he opens it up, and, well, he finds 2 kills. And I feel like he's got to be a catalyst. You can see that number 4 arrow. He's going straight for that flag. Looney, he tries to back on up, able to do so. Methods was able to take down TJ. So if Crim gets that kill or is able to get out, could be a flag cap. But good job, good discipline by Looney to back on up.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be a little bit risky, go for a quick gamble, do it in the opening moments, right? Get a couple down, try to make it scrappy, and see if you can get out with it. If they're not able to do it, now Looney has been patrolling this ruin side, but he'll end up falling. Just a bunch of kills being traded back and forth. 2 players here from OpTic starting to push up. That's going to be Methods and Crim6 trying to find the opening. But as Methods falls to the other side of the map, Crim6 position given away. Rise is going to clear, and TJ's just going.
Yeah, he's going to take a risk right here. You talked about risk. I mean, he has 2 players towards ruin side, right? So he's not worried about his flag. And, well, he's playing this well. He's going to find Methods, and this is going to be a flag pull. Finds the second guy off spawn. That's Crim. Crim challenges as well. There's an 8 in, and Crim's able to win it. Big win from him. On the other side of the map, you have Scump trying to hit a flag pull and just back and forth. The 1v1s are won by the defending team.
Yeah, I mean, when you have such talent on both these squads, you got to think it's going to come down to, like, when that last guy up isn't able to make the play, when they're not able to win that 1v1, when they're not able to take out the 2 remaining players off a spawn. When that one mistake happens, that might be when that first cap does come on in. Crim6 swats. There's 3 kills, 3 down. Last remaining player is Methods. His position is now known at Wood. They're going to go for it. Should be spawning OpTic out at Bell. There's the spawn. There's the pull. There's the kill. And TJ in position here at mid-map to deal with the spawn.
Yeah, and he's going to watch this cross. He's able to find 2 as well. They don't even overextend. They try to push through ruins. Slasher, he's able to find 1. There's just 1 more player over here. It's Scump, but they know he's here. This is going to be a flag for Rise, and just another heads-up play. I just love watching Looney play. Honestly, like, he just recognizes this situation. He knows the last guy's cabin. They go 3 down. He pushes through Bell, but he knows with that 7.5 respawn timer, he's going to get out of there. That spawn will open up. He's going to block the the back flag spawn, and able to get out with it.
Clayster said on the last hop mic, Looney is the most annoying person to play against. He is always in the right position, always making the right plays.
Yep.
Seeing some of that right now, but OpTic's turn. There's the opening kill from Scump. Trying to challenge the second, but Looney able to win it, and suddenly the 4-man hit dissolves as Scump and Octane drop. They'll just try and fight for position here.
Yeah, and if you're Methods and Crim here, you just want to get kills. And Crim's able to find 1, but you just want to slow Rise down, give yourself another opportunity. Lock them behind this bridge. Get them in a very tough spot, but the 1v1s aren't always going their way as TJ and Gunless find kills. They get pushed out the ruins. That's their #1 priority. Where's OpTic going to start their attacks from? It's going to be from this ruins area. So that's what Rise is focused on. They're doing such a good job. They have the 1-0 lead, and now they'll go. Now they'll start to push for that cabin in that middle of the map, and it's going to be TJ right now and Looney. They're able to find some kills. The last player left for OpTic is Methods.
And the pressure's coming. Methods needs to find a kill, not able to do it. He focuses left. TJ able to find it. They're still here.
Yeah, nades are
spawning out Bell.
Yeah,
I like
to take it back. Yeah.
Dives to the back, just stays alive. You have 1 at mid-map, 2 in Slasher. Able to dive through, and Gunless, I don't even think hits him with a bullet as he flies on in. Slasher's now here. This looks similar to last time. One player will get through. Looney will have to make the play, and the flag coming home with TJ.
Yeah, but Looney, he turns the right way. He finds that kill. Method's the last one left, but the
that one kill's enough. That one kill's
that's
enough.
another flag for Rise. 2-0 lead with a minute 15 left in this half.
Now, if you're OpTic, obviously, you're playing from the less preferred side. 2-0 is not an insane disadvantage, but if TJ gets streaks here, it makes it so much harder. There's 60 seconds left. Krim with a big gunfight. He's able to win it. That's huge. Just make sure no streaks that you have to deal with when you're trying to pull off this comeback.
There once again, right? Like, Looney just finds 2. Like, this allows this to happen. You know, if Methods gets that kill, maybe Slasher doesn't push up. Maybe he has to rotate back to middle. But just those couple of 2 pieces that Rise are getting are giving them so much map control. TJ, there we go. There's another 2 once again. And they're 3 dead. Method's the last player left.
I talked to Looney, after their Ardent Forest they played yesterday, and there were a lot of times that Slasher and Gunless got up the front bunker and they weren't able to make a play behind it. I was like, what was the problem? He's like, we were never able to pinch. We never had pressure through mid-map or Bell where the pinch developed. Now they're getting it done. They get 2 on the board. It looks a lot different than the team I saw on this map yesterday.
You have a double pinch coming in, TJ. He wins the gunfight over Scump, and here he comes from both sides. Look at all 3 OpTic members are inside bunker right now. TJ, there's not even anyone back there. Slasher able to find a kill. Looney. There we go. There's the trades in favor of Rise Nation. Scump does spawn up. Great job from Scump to find 1, but Gunless is going to get this pull.
But that was the definition of what Looney was saying they needed to do that they were failing to do yesterday. The pinches are working. It's been TJ or Looney at mid-map. Those 2 kills should be enough. Looney then there to reinforce. Method's the last player. The flag coming through ice. It's going to be a 3-0 half for Rise Nation and what's looking like a 3-0 series.
What a half from Rise, and you can just see the fundamental teamwork that comes in from these guys. But I will say, OpTic's just making it tough on themselves. Like, they're not even trading kills right now. It's constantly multiple kills of red in the kill feed. You have to be able to trade. Make it tough for Rise. Instead, it's just way too easy for them.
Woo! A big mountain to climb here in these next 5 minutes for OpTic Gaming. Who's going to be the person to step it up? Right now, every player negative. Every player struggling to win really one-on-one fights against everyone on Rise Nation. Where's it going to start? Maybe it's with Skunk. He gets the opening kill. Crim6 flying in through no man's land. Slasher, though, ready and waiting. Methods and Octane, though, finding the kills and at least keeping Rise on the back foot for the opening moments. But this pressure coming in. TJ's coming back on the flank here through fire. The flank through fire. And any setup you had for OpTic, gone.
Yeah, and you saw there, Methods was looking at Fire Alley for a second. Gunless, he's wanting a kill. And now, this is the worst possible scenario. You're trapped back bridge. Rise just needs to waste your time.
Oh, yeah. And like, the big thing is, like, OpTic, if you're going to get 3 flags, you have to have that continuous pressure like Rise did. You have to get a lot of touches. You can't be playing out of your base. You can't really spend any time like this throughout the course of the game, or you're just going to be in trouble. And now Gunless able to get it out.
But look where Looney is already. Like, OpTic can't even overextend. And Slasher gets 2 kills. This is what I'm saying. That kill feed just in multiples of red. And, well, Looney, he gets taken down. But here's TJ. Where's the trade now? There we go. Method. So he's going to be able to put some pressure on the base, but he's the last one here. He's the only player that you might have some help from Scump, but he's got to go. And Gunless is just walking this fly up. And, well, 4-0.
Yeah, I mentioned the streaks is what would maybe make it possible. Now you've got the streaks and a 4-0 advantage. Honestly, when you look at it, we talked about one of the most lopsided victories against what we thought were top teams coming in. The way OpTic beat LG was incredible. Rise Nation is beating them just as bad, if not worse. Which is crazy.
No, but here you go. You can see Krim does have 1 flag away. Octane, he's cutting off ruins, able to find 1. Can't find the second on the Slasher. Gunless with the nade in, so flies away, and you have Scump on the relay. So here maybe is a glimmer of hope for OpTic. 1v1 goes the way of Looney.
At least you get 1 on the board. Bring it back to a 3-flag game. And we've seen, I mean, the former OpTic Gaming roster, I can think of some crazy runs late in Ardent Forest where they were doing some wild comebacks. Can this squad bring it against a team like Rise Nation, so stacked with talent? And there's just, I mean, there's 245 seems like an eternity, but there's just been very few bright spots for OpTic throughout the course of this.
Oh, I thought TJ was getting away, and I said, what's the play? You do have Krim. He's getting the flag out, but he's alone. I mean, he's the only guy over here.
Just look at the minimap right now.
Yeah, all the red arrows just turn around.
Well, I mean, I guess at least you turn them around, allow your players to kind of get up towards mid-map and try to get into power positions. You get Octane up the wood wall. Well, he's gone. It's like gunless in the open, taking in that gunfight.
Yeah, they're just staggered because, I mean, Scum's the last guy here. He gets spotted, wins that gunfight, but now he can't go anywhere. There's the trade from Looney. The farthest guy up is Krim at Cave, and Looney wins another one. That's what I'm saying. Look at that scoreboard. You have 2 3 streaks. Krim, once again, the only player in the base of Rise. He gets taken down, and you're just trapped back here.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate mantle, I think, there. Wasn't really given a chance in that gunfight. But you just, you're in a position again. Just look at the minimap. They're trying to fight out of their base. Complete no man's and ruined control for Rise Nation. Mortars raining in from the sky. The kill feed still red.
Oh, and I'm the same way if I'm Rise. I am running this score up. I want them to remember who is the best team in the game right now.
I think that's exactly
run this score up as high as you can. That's exactly what I would be telling my team. You know what? There's 90 seconds left. Let's make this, 6-7-1. Let's make this as embarrassing as possible.
Well, it looks like it might be another score here for OpTic. They should be able to get this in unless Slasher does something. Nope, that'll get through mid. So, all right, second cap, 60 seconds to go.
Nice counter.
You've got Crim 6 pushing up towards bunker. Well, he drops almost as immediately as I say that. This is going to be tough to do. Now everyone's coming off a spawn. Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
Just so little time. So little time, Joe.
Yeah, and once you have someone middle, you have gunless top ruins. You're not going that way. You have a guy at the wood wall. Slasher gets a kill on Octane. That's one of your ARs who's supposed to help your subs get out. Not able to do so. So, yeah, I think that's just about it.
We're just fighting against position of power.
Are you and I cursed right now? Like
we might be.
Yeah.
We might be. Just blow out city.
And Walt Looney gets away with the flag before, they can get that cabin spawn. Once again, times it correctly. But looking at the scoreboard, what a team performance from Rise. I mean, you have +3, +4 from TJ, +6 with 2 flag caps from Looney, gunless +6, Slasher +6. Like, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, just a great team effort.
Rise Nation just sent a message.
Yeah, back to reality.
They're still the best team in the game. What a series out of Rise Nation. That was incredible. Absolutely incredible. A complete and utter blowout.
And
it's tough. I mean, think about these 2 weeks for OpTic. You come in, you start out undefeated.
Similar to stage 1.
It's feeling good. Things are looking great, and then your last 2 series against what looks to be your toughest competition, you drop them both. And that's just not the way you want to head home. It's not the way you want to head to Anaheim. That's for sure.
And I think this could be a good thing or a bad thing.
That's true.
In the way that I'm going to say this is a lot of the times when you lose close series, there's 1 or 2 plays that you kind of fix. But right now, like the way they've been beat by E United, the way they've been beat by Rise, they're just not shooting well. Just plain and simple. Like you look at every single individual. I mean, Krim in map 1 was fine, but there was no one else. Like I said, the kill feed was just too red. It was too red. There was not enough green in there.
Throughout the entire...
Yeah.
Sometimes it's as simple as colors. When it's a blowout like that, like, they just couldn't get anything going, and it's like you kept waiting. We know of a talent at OpTic kept waiting for that to come, and it never did. It never arrived. And, wow, I mean, that had to have been... What time is it?
It's not even... It's 6:02.
I don't even know when that series started, but that was fast, man. I felt like that was, like, literally with commercial breaks and everything, a half hour. Like, that was just so quick. I could not be more impressed with that performance from Rise Nation.
That is a statement.
If you wondered who the favorite was going into Anaheim, it's Rise Nation.
I mean, there were some people, right? Like, we were having the conversations. Like,
I am trading shots after OpTic won their series and Rise lost to E United. I picked OpTic to win this, and wow, I don't feel good about that at all. I was very wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there's just some people who are like, yeah, but OpTic's challenging them, and I mean, yeah, that was just a ridiculous performance from Rise. I'm so excited for Anaheim.
Me too. It's going to be incredible, but Slasher was truly a phenom in that series. The entire Rise Nation squad was going off. We've got him on stage for your PlayStation Instant Reaction.
Thanks, Maven. Now, before that series, you said we're the best team in the game, and I'm definitely, obviously not denying that, but where did you get the confidence to make a statement like that, personally?
I mean, I feel like we just got the best player at every position, like best AR, best flex, best subs, and we just won Seattle with only a week of practice, so we're only going to get better from there. And yeah, I think we're just the best right now.
So you came into the series, you and OpTic were neck and neck. You're both 5-1, competing for that first place. So why was it such an easy 3-0 stomp for you?
I think this is the first series, actually, of the 2 weeks where we played to our full potential, and I think we did a really good job with the vetoes and beat them in that.
All right, well, so now you're sitting here at the top of Division B. Anaheim's next week. What are we going to see out of Rise at Anaheim?
Hopefully another win like Seattle. If we keep playing like that, we can easily do it.
All right, I love that confidence. Well, thank you so much for the interview. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. Back over to Ben at the desk.
Thank you very much, Jess. Benson joined by Revan and Momo to close things out here for Division B's second week. And what a statement that was from Rise Nation. I mean, they just came out with maybe some question marks of, oh, why are they the best team in the division? Well, now we know.
Yeah, highly anticipated series and a very lackluster result. I mean, Rise Nation, easy to say, they just wiped the floor with OpTic Gaming. Those maps weren't even close. OpTic gets 74 points in the Hardpoint. They win a round in the Search and Destroy. Gauntlets gets more kills in the Search and Destroy than all of OpTic Gaming combined. Yeah, it was rough.
Some glaring issues for OpTic Gaming, that's for sure, especially after you consider how they were beaten against United yesterday, and now this against Rise Nation. Definitely back to the drawing board in some things. But I want to take a look at the CWL Play the Game presented by Scuff Gaming. It's that flag cap that came through, and Rise Nation, Phil, once they got kind of their teeth stuck in, if you will, they just didn't let go.
Yeah, and I know we're watching the CTF right now, but a point that you make is when they get into a series, it's very hard to kind of bounce back against a team like Rise Nation. The way that they won the Hardpoint, the way that they won the Search and Destroy, they went into this CTF with the amount of confidence that you need to take down a squad like OpTic Gaming.
Right.
They didn't fear those 4 players, those 4 names. They went in knowing that they were the better team. They went in with the confidence they needed, and they showed it in all 3 game modes.
I think the scary thing is you hear Slasher in the post-game interview kind of say, well, yeah, we won Seattle with a week of practice. Like, the only way is up. And you're sat there thinking...
From top 20 to first place.
Like, where is their ceiling now? Like, they peaked at the right time, obviously. You think Anaheim's left, playoffs obviously left, which we all expect Rise to get to. Then, of course, champs. They could end this year very well, Revan.
Yeah, absolutely, and this series should give them a ton of confidence going into Anaheim. Now, the only thing they need to make sure of is that they don't, like, overestimate or underestimate their opponents, right? You still got to go and show up, play your game. Obviously, you're the best, and you've proven it time and time again, but don't get too cocky with it, right? You still need to go to the events and handle business in the match.
You most definitely do, of course. We'll take a look at our standings in just a few moments, but it seems, of course, the second week of Division B has kind of come to an end. Phil, I want to get your thoughts. What really stood out to you over these first 2 weeks here at Division B?
For me, straight away, Unilad is the one team that's kind of stood out for me. I had these guys 7th, 8th. And these guys came in, and after the first week, I was like, okay, maybe 5th, 6th. And then I was like, okay, these guys are a contender. I was one of the ones that was a doubter of Unilad. I thought these wouldn't be in a shot of making it. Now they're in a very good shot. Don't get me wrong, there's still another 2 weeks to play. Everything could go wrong, or everything could go right for Unilad. But then across the board, I was a little bit shocked of the inconsistencies of LG. I know obviously it's a new team, but I thought it would just be a like-for-like swap with Octane and Formal, and that isn't the case. But apart from that, I kind of expected Titanium Mines to be at the bottom. It is always tough. I think Chance highlights it so well. They shouldn't be coming in here thinking, let's get top 4. It should be, let's get as much prep for Anaheim, let's get as much prep for Champs. But looking at that, I think the one thing that stands out for me is Unilad in 3rd, and again, a huge congratulations. 5-2, what a record.
Fantastic stuff from them. Of course, Rise Nation take the #1 spot after the first 2 weeks. United squeeze into the top 4. LG right behind them, tied with Complexity at 3 and 4. So still very much anyone's game to secure for playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Those 2 teams are still on the bubble. They're on the outside looking in. There's an opportunity for both Complexity to make it on up, as well as Luminosity. LG looked great in their match against Complexity today.
They did.
I think everybody's looking forward to Anaheim. We've seen you now Division A, Division B close out, and it's going to be fun watching out how all these teams match up at Anaheim.
Obviously, Phil, you mentioned Unilad. I had to apologize on stream, but I think it was like 2 days ago. I was like, I'm sorry, I doubted you guys. I don't know why I did. But I'm curious to see how they do in the next 2 weeks. So we have Anaheim, then of course Division A, then we'll see Division B. It's interesting because they came in for the first 2 weeks very much as, we don't think you're going to do very well. Now it's almost the opposite. You put yourself in such a good position where it's like, all right, Unilad, like, we now expect you to get to playoffs. It's a different sort of pressure. Do you think they'll perform well in the second 2 weeks?
I think a lot depends on Anaheim. If they go into Anaheim and have a good placing, they do well in groups and take that confidence coming back here, they can do very, very well. My worry is Unilad's ceiling and the likes of Luminosity's ceiling, because LG right now, they're not in a good place. But if they have a reasonable Anaheim or a good Anaheim, get a lot of reps under their belt, they come back, they're going to be a different team. And I do feel like Luminosity's ceiling is higher than Unilad's, but that doesn't mean that Unilad can't go ahead and, you know, secure the wins against the likes of Tainted Minds, Mindfreak, maybe Cole. Again, it could be upset city. We could be coming back, and Unilad's 5-2 could end up 7-7. It could end up crazy. It could end up ridiculous double digits for these guys. And honestly, I hope for these guys as well. It does. I love how Wuskin and the boys have kind of taken on the responsibility of losing the best player in Europe and still getting better.
Yeah, just trailing off the back of Momo's point, we were actually talking about Unilad out in the chairs a bit earlier, and we were just like, if they just beat like E United, or if they just beat LG one more time and then beat the teams that they should now beat, they're just smooth sailing up until playoffs.
8, the magic number. 7 gives you a tiebreaker. I mean, they put themselves in a phenomenal position. So congratulations once again to Unilad. Have to give credit where credit is due. But we said at the beginning of the day, of course, we're going to be announcing the Anaheim pools. Well, without further ado, let's take a look at our pools for CWL Anaheim in just a few days' time. Pool A, Red Reserve, E United, FaZe Clan, Tainted Minds. Pool B, Rise Nation, Team Caliber, Luminosity, and Epsilon. Pool C, Evil Geniuses, Unilad, Echo Fox, Mindfreak, and Pool D, OpTic Gaming, Team Envious, Complexity, and Splice. Phil, immediate thoughts when you look at these pools?
So my immediate attention is drawn to Unilad because of what we're talking about. I think that's a very good group for those to go into. I think those guys can come out top 2. I laugh a little bit because OpTic and Envy in the same group. Again, it just seems like every single event we go to is the same. Super, super tough group for Epsilon, but I think Pool B, that could be very stacked, especially if Luminosity pull their socks up in the next week or two. But overall, Anaheim is going to be incredible. And I may as well reference Pool A there. Red Reserve, I think if they bring their game that they did that they did in Columbus to Anaheim, should I say, they're in a very good spot to take Pool A as well.
You look at Pool A, you look at Pool B. Which one is more difficult, in your opinion there, Evan?
I would say Pool A is a bit more difficult, just considering the fact that the form that Luminosity is in right now. And, you know, I'm really excited for Pool A matches because I love watching Clay go up against some of his old teammates on that FaZe lineup. Those are always some intense, heated matchups. And then, you know, it's a tough group for Luminosity. You have, oh, God, who is it? Rise Nation and TK. Both teams are on top of their game right now, performing well in their division. So I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on them to perform.
Okay, of course, still a few tickets available to CWL Anaheim. Make sure you purchase them at MLG.com. With that, of course, there's only one thing left really to talk about, and that is our predicted Astro Gaming MVP for the day, and also kind of looking forward towards playoffs. I think there can only be one name, especially after that performance that we just
Gunless.
watched. It has to be Gunless. You can't argue it. Since the blonde hair, he's turned into an absolute beast. And what a performance. I mean, you only had to look at Twitter during the game, and everyone is tweeting Gunless, best player right now, best player. It's impossible to argue, Phil.
Yeah, best flex in the game, best player in the game. Everything is just going right for Gunless right now, and the one thing I will say is he suffered a very big loss, obviously, against E United. It was his ex-teammates, the Twins, they took him down, and I think it was one of the talent, I think it might have been Maven, who said that the guy didn't leave his room for a couple of days, and he was the one on social media saying COD Pro shouldn't have, like, the social life of what normal people would, and for me, he's one of those people who kind of gets down to business. He bounces right back, and it's great to see an attitude like that in COD.
Most definitely is. There's a few players that I think we can all preach for when we walk in early to make sure our rehearsals are ready, are sat warming up. Gunless is always one of them, and what a fantastic 2 weeks it has been here for Division B. We'll be honest, coming in, we thought it was going to be very, very clear-cut. We almost could predict the top 4 for playoffs and the bottom 4. However, how wrong we were. There was mix-ups, there was amazing comebacks, and just upsets all around here in Division B, which has set the tone for the next few weeks. We'll see you at Anaheim.